Ladies, have you ever wondered how to make a man miss you without having to play those games you read about online? Well, here's the thing. Making a man miss you isn't about being manipulative or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being real, owning your worth, and using what makes you uniquely you to create attraction. And the very first secret I'm about to share with you is one of the most powerful yet often underestimated strategies: the power of mystery. Now, when I say mystery, I'm not talking about being some kind of enigmatic, aloof figure who's impossible to understand. No, mystery is more about creating a space where he's intrigued and curious about you. It's about leaving enough to his imagination that he wants to know more. It's about keeping him interested long after you've left the room. Why does this work so well? Because people, by nature, are drawn to what they can't fully understand. If you're too open, too available, if you show every little detail about your life from the start, it can feel too easy. And eventually, he'll stop thinking about you when you're not around. But when you maintain a little bit of distance, a little bit of mystery, it keeps his mind working overtime to figure you out. And that's where the magic happens. Here's how you do it. Don't reveal everything about yourself at once. Take your time. Share a little bit of information here and there, and let him ask questions. Don't answer everything immediately. For example, if you're on a date and he asks about your childhood, give him a little insight, but don't tell him your entire life story in one sitting. Let him ask follow-up questions. Let him feel like there's more to discover about you, and make him eager to find out. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be cryptic or cold. It doesn't mean leaving him in the dark, but rather it's about creating intrigue. You can do this by leaving certain things open-ended. For instance, if you talk about a trip you're planning, don't reveal all the details. Say something like, "I've been thinking about a big adventure, but I'm not sure where I want to go yet. It's going to be something exciting, though." This piques his curiosity and leaves him thinking about your plans, wanting to know what you'll decide. Another way to create mystery is by being a little less predictable. Don't always be the one who texts first. Don't always be available at his beck and call. Sure, it's tempting to respond quickly to his texts, but the truth is, when you're constantly accessible, he takes you for granted. When you're occasionally hard to reach, it gives him a chance to think, where is she? What's she up to? And suddenly, you're on his mind more than ever. The key takeaway here is mystery isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being intriguing and allowing him to get to know you over time. It's about creating a space where he wants to be closer to you, learn more about you, and explore what makes you so captivating. And when you keep a little mystery, that's when he'll begin to miss you, because quite simply, he can't get enough of you. So if you're enjoying this insight into how to captivate a man, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more relationship tips and secrets. Trust me, you'll want to stay tuned for the rest of the tips that are coming your way. Let's talk about something that's often overlooked but incredibly important when it comes to making a man miss you: maintaining your independence. You see, when you become too available, too emotionally dependent, or too focused on him, you start to lose the very thing that drew him to you in the first place: your sense of individuality and strength. This is where many women make a common mistake. They assume that in order to make a relationship work, they need to give up their own life and put all their energy into their partner. But let me tell you, that's exactly the opposite of what you should be doing if you want him to miss you. When I say maintain your independence, I'm not just talking about not being physically available all the time. I'm talking about having a life of your own. When you have your own passions, goals, and aspirations, you naturally become more attractive. Why? Because you're not putting all your energy into him. Instead, you're investing in yourself. And a man wants to be with someone who is self-sufficient and emotionally secure. Why does independence work so well in relationships? Let's break this down. A man doesn't want to feel like his partner's happiness is solely dependent on him. He doesn't want to feel like he has to constantly reassure you, take care of you emotionally, or carry the weight of your entire life. No one wants to feel like they are the source of your self-worth. When you maintain your independence, it gives him the space to come to you with genuine interest and desire, not because he feels obligated, but because he genuinely appreciates the independent, confident woman you are. Independence shows him that you don't need him to feel fulfilled. Instead, you want him because he adds value to your life, not because you're incomplete without him. And here's the thing, the more you show him that you're living a full life, the more he will want to be a part of it. He'll crave your time and attention, not because he has to give it to you, but because he wants to. Think about the way you approach your daily life. Are you constantly texting him, waiting for his messages, and putting everything on hold to accommodate his needs? Or are you pursuing your own goals, spending time with your friends, doing the things that you love to do? When you're busy being your best self, he will take notice. He'll see that you're a woman who values her time, her interests, and her life, and he'll start to respect you even more. When you're independent, you don't just become more attractive, you create a dynamic where he has to earn your attention and affection. This is exactly the kind of energy that will make him miss you when you're not around. How can you practice this independence? Start by focusing on your personal growth and self-care. Set goals that are important to you. Pursue hobbies that excite you. Be with your friends and enjoy your own life outside of him. Make sure you have your own space, both physically and emotionally. And most importantly, never compromise who you are just to please him. You are whole, complete, and valuable as you are. And when you maintain that mindset, it naturally draws him in. When you show him that you're emotionally independent and capable of thriving on your own, he starts to realize that you are not a backup option for him. You're someone worth pursuing, and when you're busy living your life, doing things that excite you, he'll miss your energy, your presence, and most of all, your strength. The takeaway here, it's not about pulling away to play games or act distant. It's about being so secure and fulfilled in your own life that when you come together, it's because you truly enjoy each other's company, not because you're depending on him for validation. This confidence and independence are what make you irresistible. Now that you've got the basics down, let's dive into one of the most powerful strategies to make him miss you: being unpredictable. You've probably heard it a million times, but let me say it again. Predictability is a relationship killer. If a man knows exactly what you're going to do every single time, when you're going to text, when you're going to show up, and when he'll hear from you next, he'll start to lose interest. The excitement begins to fade because there's no mystery left. But when you keep him on his toes, when he never knows exactly what to expect from you, that's when the sparks fly. You become someone who's exciting, intriguing, and always worth chasing. Why is unpredictability so powerful? Think about it this way. As human beings, we love novelty. We crave new experiences and the thrill of uncertainty. When something is too predictable, we get bored, plain and simple. But when there's a sense of unpredictability, we're drawn to it. It keeps us engaged, curious, and invested. The same goes for a relationship. If you're always following the same routine, if you're always the one to initiate, always available at his beck and call, he'll start taking you for granted. There's no challenge. And let's face it, when things are too easy, people stop putting in the effort. On the other hand, when you mix things up, when you introduce a little unpredictability, you start to create a dynamic that's exciting. And excitement, that's what keeps him thinking about you long after you've gone. So, how can you be unpredictable? It's all about shaking up the routine without being too extreme or unrealistic. You don't have to do something dramatic every single time, but just enough to make him curious about what you'll do next. Here are a few examples. Don't always text first. If you're always the one to initiate contact, switch it up. Let him reach out to you for a change. Don't respond immediately every time he texts. Take a little longer to reply. This doesn't mean you're playing games. It means you're showing him that you have a life outside of him and that he should value your time. When you're not immediately available, he begins to appreciate you more. Change the plans. Don't always go to the same places, do the same activities, or follow the same schedule. Occasionally, be spontaneous. Text him last minute and suggest a new spot for dinner, or ask him to join you on a random adventure. The more unexpected your dates are, the more fun and memorable they become. Switch up your approach. If you're always calm and collected, occasionally show him your fun, playful side. If you're usually super serious, surprise him with a silly, light-hearted moment. Be the woman who has different layers, someone he can never fully predict. It's that kind of energy that keeps him interested and wanting more. Unpredictability isn't about being confusing or flaky. It's about creating a dynamic where he can't help but wonder what you'll do next. It's about keeping things fresh and exciting so he never feels like he has you figured out. Because when he doesn't know what to expect, he's left wanting more of you. Remember, you don't need to be unpredictable in a dramatic, over-the-top way. The key is in making little shifts in your behavior that add excitement and intrigue. When you do this, you're no longer just another date to him. You become the one he wants to spend more time with. You're the challenge he's eager to conquer, and that's exactly when he'll start missing you. Now that we've talked about mystery and unpredictability, let's dive into something that's incredibly powerful, yet often overlooked: humor. There's something truly magnetic about someone who can make you laugh, and it's one of the easiest ways to leave a lasting impression. Have you ever met someone who could just light up the room with their energy and wit? You couldn't help but be drawn to them, right? That's the power of humor, and it's exactly what you need to make a man miss you like crazy. Think about it. When a man is with you and he laughs, it's not just about the joke you told or the funny situation you found yourselves in. It's about how you made him feel. Laughter creates a bond. It lightens the mood, and it reminds him of the fun times he had with you. And believe me, a man who has fun with you is a man who will want more of you. But it's not just about telling jokes, it's about the atmosphere you create when you're together. If you're always serious, always focused on the deeper things, that's great. But it's important to show that you're not too heavy all the time. Life is hard enough as it is, and if you can bring a sense of humor into the mix, he'll appreciate it more than you realize. There's something incredibly attractive about a woman who doesn't take herself too seriously. A woman who can laugh at herself, embrace the funny side of things, and enjoy the lighter moments of life. But let's take it a step further. Humor isn't just about cracking jokes or being the funny one. It's about creating a space where he feels comfortable, where he can let his guard down and just enjoy being with you. It's about creating an environment where the two of you can joke, tease, and laugh together without any pressure. And when you laugh with him, you build a connection that's deeper than just surface level attraction. You're showing him that you're someone he can have fun with, that being around you feels easy and natural. And here's the thing. When a man associates those feelings of joy, comfort, and ease with you, he won't be able to get enough. He'll start to miss the way you made him laugh, the way you made him feel light and happy when he was with you. The best part? You don't need to be a stand-up comedian to make this work. Sometimes it's the little everyday moments of humor that make the biggest impact. It could be a funny comment, a playful quip, or just the way you laugh together about something silly. Those are the moments that he'll hold on to, and those are the moments that will make him think about you long after you're gone. But it's not just about making him laugh. It's about creating a vibe that he enjoys and wants to return to. It's about showing him that you're fun, positive, and that you bring a lightness to his life. In a world that can sometimes feel heavy, being with someone who can bring laughter into it is like a breath of fresh air. When he starts to associate you with those happy, carefree moments, that's when he starts missing you. Because he won't just miss the person you are, he'll miss the way you make him feel when he's with you. The takeaway here: humor is more than just a tool to make a man laugh. It's the key to making him feel something special with you. It's about creating an experience, a connection, and an energy that he will miss when you're not around. So the next time you're together, don't be afraid to let loose, be playful, and let laughter be the glue that bonds you. When you do, you'll be the one he can't stop thinking about. If you're enjoying these insights, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. The next secret is going to be one that'll truly change the way he sees you and have him thinking about you non-stop. We've covered some important ground already: mystery, unpredictability, and humor. But now let's dive into something that's often misunderstood: being supportive, not needy. It may sound simple, but trust me, the difference between these two is huge when it comes to making a man miss you. You see, neediness can be a relationship killer. It's that feeling of constantly seeking reassurance, needing attention at every turn, and depending on your partner to fulfill all of your emotional needs. Neediness can suffocate a relationship, making both partners feel trapped. A man will never miss you if he feels like you're always right there, waiting for him to validate your worth. So how do we avoid this? It all comes down to being supportive, not needy. What does that mean exactly? Let me explain. When you're supportive, you lift him up, you encourage him, you cheer him on, and you genuinely care about his dreams, goals, and aspirations. But you do all of this without expecting anything in return. You're emotionally secure enough to allow him to thrive on his own, knowing that you are there to offer support and love when needed. Not because you need him to take care of you or validate you. Why is this so important? Because neediness creates a power imbalance. If you're constantly looking to him to fill emotional gaps, he starts to feel burdened. No one wants to feel like they have to carry someone else's emotional weight all the time. But when you maintain your emotional independence, when you show him that you can stand on your own, you create a relationship where you both contribute equally. Being supportive, on the other hand, creates a healthy balance. You're there for him when he needs you, and you give him the space to be himself. This balance not only strengthens your relationship, but it also ensures that when you're not around, he's going to miss your presence. He'll miss the way you cheer him on, the way you listen to his ideas, the way you make him feel seen and heard. And when he misses that, he'll start thinking about you even when you're not in the picture. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine you're in a relationship where you've been emotionally independent. You've had your own hobbies, your own friends, and your own life outside of him. When he has something exciting going on in his life, maybe a big work project, a passion he's pursuing, or something personal he's excited about, you're there to offer genuine support. You ask questions, you show interest, and you offer encouragement. But you don't make it all about you. You don't expect him to drop everything to give you attention. You've got your own life and are emotionally secure, which means when you do spend time together, it's meaningful and valuable. You bring positivity to his life, not emotional dependency. Now contrast this with neediness. If you were constantly texting him, checking in on him, asking for his reassurance and waiting for him to validate you, the dynamic would change. It would become exhausting for him. He would feel overwhelmed by the pressure and ultimately he would pull away. That's not the kind of energy that makes him miss you. Instead, when you show him that you have a solid foundation, that you're happy, confident, and capable of handling life on your own, it makes him realize how lucky he is to have you in his life. And when he's not around you, he'll begin to miss the balance you bring, the support you offer, and the way you allow him to flourish while maintaining your own strength. The key takeaway here, to make a man miss you, you need to show him that you're a source of support, but not someone who's emotionally dependent on him. By being emotionally independent, you'll not only have a healthier relationship, but you'll also be more attractive because you'll be the woman who brings stability, confidence, and strength, not someone who's always seeking validation. And that, my friends, is what will have him thinking about you when you're not around. Let's get into one of the most crucial, yet sometimes overlooked strategies when it comes to making a man miss you, showing him your value, not chasing him. This is something that, if done right, will completely change the dynamic between the two of you. Now, before we dive in, let me make one thing clear. Chasing someone, whether it's emotionally or physically, is a surefire way to lose their interest. When you chase a man, whether it's through constant texting, begging for his attention, or over-explaining your feelings, you put him on a pedestal and you put yourself in a position of desperation, and no one wants to feel like they're being pursued all the time. The energy behind it becomes heavy and draining. But if you show him your value, and I mean your real, authentic, unique value, things change. You make him see that you're not just an option, you're a priority. You're not something he can easily take for granted. And trust me, when you start to show a man your value, you'll make him start thinking about you long after you've left the room. Why is this so powerful? Because value is magnetic. When you understand your worth and live it confidently, you stop settling for crumbs. You stop chasing someone who's not ready to meet you at the same level. Instead, you create an aura of self-respect and confidence, and that's incredibly attractive to any man. When you stop chasing and start showing your value, you shift the dynamic. You're no longer giving him the impression that you're waiting around for him to acknowledge you. Instead, you're saying, hey, I've got a lot going on in my life. I have my own dreams, my own passions, and if you want to be a part of it, that's great. But I don't need you to validate me. This sets you apart from the rest. It's a quiet confidence that speaks volumes. What does this look like in action? Let's say you're dating or talking to a man, and you're starting to notice that he's not putting in the effort you deserve. Instead of chasing after him, texting him endlessly, or trying to win his approval, take a step back. Start focusing on your own life. Go out with friends, pursue your passions, and show him that you don't need him to make you feel fulfilled. The moment you stop chasing, you create a healthy distance. That space makes him realize that he has to work for your time and attention. He can't just take you for granted. You see, when you value yourself, you show him that you're not willing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. And that confidence, it's magnetic. He begins to see you in a new light. You become someone he respects, admires, and is attracted to, not because you're chasing him, but because you're confident in who you are. And when he starts missing that confident, independent energy, he'll realize just how much you truly mean to him. It's not about being distant or playing games. It's about showing him that you're living a full, rich life. And if he wants to be a part of it, he needs to step up. This creates the perfect dynamic where he's the one putting in the effort, not you. Here's the bottom line. The best way to make a man miss you is to stop chasing him and start showing him your value. When you know your worth, you stop needing him to validate you. You let him come to you because he sees that you're worth it. And that's when he'll miss you, because when you're not chasing him, you become the one thing he can't easily have, and he'll want it more than ever. And now we come to the final and perhaps most important secret, leaving him wanting more. This is the ultimate key to making a man miss you. It might seem counterintuitive, but the truth is, the more you make him want you, the more he will start to miss you. You can be emotionally available, fun and supportive, but if you're always around, always giving him your time, always there at his convenience, you're missing the mark. The secret to making a man miss you is to know when to pull back, when to exit the conversation, when to step away from the date just a little too soon. It's all about creating the perfect balance. When you leave him with a sense of longing, when you make him feel like there's more to discover about you, you build a sense of anticipation that can keep him thinking about you long after you're gone. Why does leaving him wanting more work? It's all about creating desire. Think of the last time you were really excited about something, a trip, an event, or even a good book. The best part was always the anticipation, the build-up to the experience. It's the same with relationships. When you're always available, the excitement tends to fade because there's nothing left to chase. But when you know how to leave him with that feeling of wanting more, it keeps him engaged, curious, and interested. So how do you do it? It's about mastering the art of leaving at the right moment. If you're with him and everything is going great, don't overstay your welcome. Don't make the date last too long. Don't drag out the conversation. Leave him wanting just a little more of you. You can do this in a playful way. Don't let him feel like you're pulling away to manipulate him, but instead give him just enough of your time and attention that he's left craving more. If you're texting him, don't always reply to his messages immediately. Give him time to think about you, to wonder when you'll text back, to anticipate the next message. It doesn't mean being rude or ignoring him, but it's about creating a little space. When he's left wondering when you'll next reach out, that's when he'll start to think about you more and more. Another key moment is when you're with him in person. If you always stay until the very end of the night, there's no mystery. But if you leave a little early, when things are still great, he'll be left thinking, I wish we had more time together. That little bit of uncertainty, that space where he's left wanting more, is exactly what keeps the flame alive. The best part about leaving him wanting more is that it builds excitement. It reminds him that time with you is precious, that being around you is an experience he doesn't want to miss. And when you're not always available, he starts to see just how special you are. You become someone he needs in his life, someone he misses when you're gone. And trust me, when a man misses you, it's a powerful thing. It makes him appreciate you more and crave the moments when you're together. The final thought: leaving him wanting more doesn't mean playing games. It means creating a dynamic where he can't help but crave your presence, your energy, and your company. It's about making sure that when you're not around, he's thinking about you, wondering when he'll get to see you next. And that's when you have him right where you want him, constantly thinking about you and missing you in a way that makes him value the time you spend together. And that's it, folks. The 7 secrets to making a man miss you like crazy. These are the tips that will make you more magnetic, more desirable, and more unforgettable. If you found value in this, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Trust me, applying these strategies will change the way he thinks about you and have him missing you every single time you leave.